The inheritance. The rain was soft that morning, like the sky was crying quietly. Minho stood under a black umbrella, staring at the photo of his father placed beside the coffin. Mr. Han Jin-woo, their father, had been a man of few words, but big secrets. Everyone in Haneo village knew that. Soojin sniffed beside him, holding a bouquet of white lilies. "Oppa, do you think Appa's watching us from heaven?" Minho sighed. "If he is, he's probably yelling that Jae is late again." And right on cue, vroom, a yellow scooter screeched to a stop near the gate. Jae jumped off, hair wild under the rain. "Sorry, I overslept. GPS said the cemetery was 5 minutes away." Soojin rolled her eyes. "You live-streamed your breakfast this morning, didn't you?" Jae grinned. "My followers said eating kimchi pancakes honors ancestors. I did it for Appa." Even the priest chuckled softly. But as the funeral ended and everyone bowed for the last time, something strange happened. A man in a gray suit stepped forward, holding a brown envelope. His shoes were spotless, even in the mud. His name was Lawyer Park. "Mr. Han's will," he said quietly, "will be read tomorrow morning at the family house. All 3 of you must attend." Minho nodded politely. Soojin tilted her head. "A will? He didn't have much money, did he?" Lawyer Park's lips curled into a faint smile. "Let's just say, Mr. Han left behind something worth more than gold." The next morning, the 3 siblings arrived at their old family house, the one that looked more like a haunted mansion than a home. Soojin gasped. "It looks the same, even that cat." Jae took out his camera. "Perfect for my vlog, spending 24 hours in my creepy inheritance mansion." Minho scowled. "Put that away, Jae. This is serious." Inside, the air smelled like old books and lemon polish. Dust danced in the sunlight. Their father's favorite clock still ticked on the wall. Tick, tock. The same sound that used to scare Jae when he was little. In the living room, Lawyer Park sat waiting. On the table lay a box and a sealed envelope. He cleared his throat. "According to your father's wishes, the inheritance will go to only one of you." "Only one?" the 3 shouted together. "Yes," Lawyer Park said calmly. "Your father wrote, 'Only the one who confesses first deserves it.'" "Confess what?" Soojin asked, blinking. Lawyer Park looked up slowly. "That is for you to discover." The clock ticked louder. Even the wind outside seemed to hush. That night, Soojin baked cookies to calm herself, while Minho searched the study for clues. Jae, of course, filmed everything. "Maybe the confession means who loves him the most," Soojin said, munching a cookie. "Or who made him angry the most, which would definitely be you, Jae." Jae grinned. "Hey, Appa liked me. He said I made life interesting." As they argued, a small envelope fell out from one of their father's old books. On it was a single word written in red ink. Truth. Minho carefully opened it. Inside was a note written in their father's shaky handwriting. Each of you knows what you did. The house remembers." Soojin gasped. "What does that even mean?" Suddenly, bang! The front door slammed by itself. The wind howled through the cracks. Jaye whispered dramatically into his camera. "Haunted Inheritance Mansion, Day 1, Ghost of Dad?" Soojin threw a cookie at him. "Stop it!" But then they heard something even stranger. The sound of piano keys from upstairs. They followed the sound up the stairs. The piano room door creaked open by itself. Soojin shivered. No one's played that piano since Mom died. Inside, the piano lid was open. On the keys lay another note. "To the one who lies best, I leave my house. To the one who hides best, I leave my name. To the one who confesses, I leave my soul." Minho frowned. "What kind of riddle is this?" Jaye grinned nervously. "Maybe Appa was just dramatic." But Soojin looked serious. "No, he was hurt before he died. Maybe he wanted us to be honest about something." They looked at each other because every one of them had a secret. That night, Minho sat alone in the study. The smell of old tobacco and wood filled the air. He looked at the family photo on the desk, their father smiling stiffly, their mother gone long ago. He whispered, "Appa, I'm sorry." Flashback. 5 years ago. Minho had borrowed a large amount of his father's savings to invest in his company. The company failed. He never told anyone. Back in the present, he clenched his fists. "If I confess, will I lose everything?" Downstairs, Soojin was talking to Grandma Kim, who had come to deliver some soup. "Grandma, did Appa ever say anything about his will?" Grandma laughed, her silver hair glowing in the lamplight. "He said his children were like sweet potatoes, hard on the outside, soft inside, and always hiding something." "Sweet potatoes," Soojin giggled. "That sounds like him." But then Grandma Kim lowered her voice. "He also said, when the moon turns red, the truth will come out." Soojin blinked. The moon? That night, the moon was red, glowing through the clouds like an ember. Soojin couldn't sleep. She walked to the kitchen, the floor creaking under her feet. Then she saw it, a shadow moving past the window. "Who's there?" The shadow darted away. She followed it outside, barefoot on the cold grass. There, by the old well, she saw Jaye, holding something shiny. "Jaye, what are you doing?" Jaye jumped. "Nothing. I was just checking my reflection." Soojin frowned. "Is that Appa's pocket watch?" He hid it behind his back. Maybe." Flashback. 1 year ago. Jaye had secretly sold his father's old watch to buy a new camera. When he heard Appa was looking for it, he bought a fake one and replaced it. Back in the present, he looked guilty. "I didn't mean to. I just wanted to make videos." Soojin sighed. "You should confess, Jaye. Maybe that's what the will means." Jaye frowned. "If I confess, I lose the inheritance. No way." But then, a whisper. They both heard it. Confess, before it's too late. They froze. The voice had come from the well. The next morning, Minho found Soojin and Jae arguing again. He held up a dusty letter he had found behind the piano. "Listen to this," he said. "It's from Appa. It says, 'The inheritance is not about money, it's about truth. Only when all three confess will peace return to this house.'" Soojin whispered, "All three?" She bit her lip. She had a secret too.
Flashback. 2 years ago. Soojin had accidentally burned one of her father's important contracts. Instead of telling him, she forged his signature on another paper. That mistake caused him to lose a big deal, and he never knew why. Soojin took a deep breath. "I have something to say." She told her brothers everything. Minho looked shocked, then sighed. "I also have something to confess." He explained his lost investment. Finally, they looked at Jae. He hesitated, then took out the fake pocket watch. "I sold the real one. I'm sorry." Silence filled the room. Then, the clock on the wall stopped ticking. The air shimmered. The portrait of their father slowly tilted forward, and behind it, a small safe appeared. Minho entered the code written under the letter, their mother's birthday. The safe clicked open. Inside was a small wooden box. No gold, no jewels. Just 3 tiny paper envelopes, each with their names on it. They opened them together. Inside Minho's envelope, a train ticket to Seoul and a note. "Go start again. You learn more from loss than from gold." Inside Soojin's, a recipe card. "Your kindness feeds others. Never stop baking." Inside Jae's, a tiny camera charm. "Tell stories, not lies. The world needs your laughter." And under the box was one last note. "My children, the truth was the inheritance all along. Because when you can confess, you can finally forgive." The 3 looked at each other, smiling through tears. Then, Grandma Kim appeared in the doorway, carrying hot soup. "So, you found it, eh? He told me to hide the safe behind that ugly painting." "Ugly?" Jae laughed. "That was Appa's favorite painting." Weeks later, the house was full of laughter again. Soojin turned the kitchen into a bakery called Moonlight Bread. Minho visited every weekend, helping fix things around the house. Jae filmed funny videos about family life, and for once, they were real, not fake. One evening, as they sat on the porch eating cookies, Jae looked up at the red sunset. "You know, Appa would have loved this view." Soojin smiled. "He's probably laughing at us right now." Minho nodded. "Maybe, but I think he's proud." The wind rustled through the trees, carrying the scent of sweet bread and home. Somewhere the old clock ticked again, gently, peacefully. And from the shadows, Grandma Kim's cat meowed softly, as if saying, "The truth always finds its way home."